Boxing King Media in association with boxer Sam Jones. Back in business, Sam. You've been saying for a while that you got something planned, you're working on something, and we finally see you pop out signing fighters. You've announced 3 signings. So we initially just want to talk to you about why has it took so long for you to just kind of come out the shadows?
No, because listen, I've been involved in a few other things. I've missed managing fighters. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't rule out doing more promoting and stuff because I enjoy it. But I love being involved with fighters and having a personal relationship with them. So yeah, I'm excited, mate, and I'm very, very blessed to be, especially with people like Jack, great guy as well. So yeah, very excited, mate.
I just want to initially talk about, obviously you was with Probellum, you was a talent spotter. I think your role was there. Obviously, when they've collapsed and closed shop, etc., how difficult was that for you to try and find a new route back into the industry, or did you always have a plan to go back into management?
I wouldn't say talent spotter. No, listen, mate. I'm not saying this, but like I get fighters all the time contacting me and stuff. Like even when I was with Probellum to say, "Oh yeah, look after me" and stuff. So I'm very blessed like that. But it must mean that I did something right. I've done something right. Because I might not be for everyone, but I think I made enough of an impact when I founded S-Jam with Adam, that people see that I am good at what I'm doing.
Well, you've obviously got a track record with Joe Joyce. I'm going to talk about Joe later in the interview. I think he's probably one of the best signings you made. You talked highly of him, and he's now obviously proven what you said. You've got 3 fighters that you've announced. We've got Muhammad Ali, who made his debut for Matchroom recently. We've got Khalil Majid also, and then the man himself, Jack Cattrall, who's just got himself a promotional deal with Matchroom. So just talk to me a little bit about all 3 of them. Over to you.
Yeah, look, Muhammad Ali, he's very young, starting, so it's going to be a very slow process there, but really exciting talent, very fast hands. Matchroom were very happy with his debut of the week, looking forward to getting him right. He's got Ramadan now, so he won't be available. I'd say June time he's going to be coming back. Same with Khalil, really. £140, 10-0. He's going to have a couple of 8-rounders and then a big fight for Khalil, I think. Jack Cattrall, he's ready for all the top boys in the division, 100%. It's a big name in the 140 division, and he's ready for anyone.
So just tell me about the signing of Jack. How did that come about, and what were you involved when the whole boxer stuff was going back and forward with the Josh Taylor fight?
Listen, I've known Jack for a long time, been friends with him for a long time, got a really good relationship with him. It kind of was organic that we've come together, and now, as I say, I think we're going to work really, really well together because we're good friends, and we've worked very well together. We got the deal done. Well, to be fair, he instructed me. He wanted to sign with Matchroom, so we did that. It didn't take very long. Saw the plan, and activity is key for Jack Cattrall now because he's been a frustrated figure outside of the ring. Need to get him in, and one of the key things to this deal is 3 fights in 9 months.
Good effort. What kind of fights are we looking at? I'm talking international, or is he going to have like a keep busy domestic fight?
Listen, his first fight back, I think, will be announced tonight, possibly. The official date. The opponent will be announced in the next 7 days, I would imagine. And yeah, it's going to be a good opponent. It's not going to be someone to just come and fall on the floor. It'll be a 10-12 rounder for Jack. And then September, we're talking the names that have been. I don't want to look too far ahead, but that's the plan. Good fight, a good handy fight in end of May, and then massive names are being spoken about to headline the Manchester Arena in September. So looking forward to that.
Interesting stuff. And with regards to signing fighters, have you got eyes on any other fighters? Can we expect any more announcements from you?
I don't know, mate. I actually don't know the answer to that question because it's just all about what I like to give my time to fighters. You know what I mean? And to do that, you can't have a massive stable. As I say, when I was with S-Jam with Adam, it was us together, and then obviously we brought Shane on board, and it was a good little balance, and we had, I think there's about 10 fighters at one stage. I don't think even they've got that many now. I'm quite happy with a handful. I'm quite happy with a handful. Yeah, we'll see. Never say never, mate.
Good stuff. And obviously, we're moments away from Anthony Joshua's fight. The only question I'm going to ask you about that fight is the whole question around the weight. AJ's coming in at a career high, and Jermaine Franklin's at a career low. History tells us AJ tends to get tired after 6 rounds. That's what's kind of been shown before. Do you think that could be a factor tonight, or do you think he's just going to go in there and do the business?
I don't think it'll be a factor tonight. I think AJ's thought to himself, he's 32, 33 years old. I'm going to weigh exactly what I feel comfortable to weigh. And I think he's going to smash Jermaine Franklin to pieces.
Okay, and the post-fight, obviously the talk is probably going to be all about Tyson Fury. Yeah. And I want to speak to you about some comments John Fury made yesterday. And your old mate, Joe Joyce, John Fury reckons Joe Joyce is a meaningless fight for Tyson next. So suggesting potentially AJ or Usyk. What do you think of that?
What's a meaningful fight then? Just box Derek Chisora. So don't really understand that. John Fury knows firsthand how good Joe is because he's watched a lot of the spars between Joe and Tyson. And when Joe sparred Hughie Fury back in Bolton years ago, John Fury came up to me and just went, "He's going to be a world heavyweight champion." The only reason why he's saying that is because it's a bit of at this stage in Tyson's career, Joe's a kryptonite for Tyson Fury. So John Fury says a lot of stuff he doesn't really think about much before he actually says it. But there's a reason as to why he said that and trying to play down Joe Joyce, because he knows that Tyson will be in the fight of his life in that fight. I genuinely believe that. But you can't say after fighting Derek Chisora for a third time to say Joe Joyce, who is #1 in the WBO, just coming off a devastating win over Joseph Parker, a meaningless fight. That's all I've got to really say about that. I like John Fury, I've got a lot of time for him, but he does talk a lot of rubbish every now and again, and I'll put that into that bracket.
Right, okay. And do you think maybe it could just be John just talking fights up? Because we've seen over the years John's a great, he's not a promoter, but he's brilliant at promoting fights. He can talk up things and people click and watch stuff, and he gets his sons big paydays.
Yeah, listen, I don't think he gets his sons, but I think Tyson Fury's a big enough star without his dad involved. But listen, John Fury's good value. He'll make a lot of threats. He'll take his top off and he'll threaten everybody, say he's going to fight everybody, and gets a lot of views, doesn't he? Like, you only got to look at his social media. Everyone likes to hear what John Fury says, but like I say there, he does talk a lot of waffle every now and again, and I'll put that in the waffle basket about the Joe Joyce comments.
So, if it's not Tyson, if it is Joe Joyce, do you think it's a 50-50 fight, or do you think Tyson is still the favourite?
I don't think it's a 50-50, mate. I know it's a 50-50. Tyson Fury, back in the day when he was on his toes, Tyson Fury's 34, same age as me, he's 34. He's sitting down on his shots a little bit more. If Tyson Fury fights Joe how he boxed against Deontay Wilder, I promise you Joe Joyce will win. Because he's not going to pick... Joe Joyce isn't 15 stone, mate, like Wilder, so I know all these people on here. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight in the world, right? But styles make fights, and Tyson Fury, the way he boxed Wilder, he could throw him around a little bit. He was 5 stone heavier than Wilder. You're not doing that to Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is 20 stone coming at you for 12 rounds, throwing hard, heavy shots, and who's good on the inside, who's got a tremendous jab. It's a hard night for Tyson Fury. When he fights Joe. But listen, Tyson Fury might wake up, because he said sometimes, I want to fight Joe Joyce. He might wake up tomorrow morning and say, I don't fancy that fight. And it's not out of character for Tyson to be like, that's just how he is. I just want to see Tyson Fury, as a boxing fan, fight Usyk, AJ, Joe Joyce. I want to see him. I want to see AJ fight Deontay Wilder. They should all be fighting. This era of heavyweights, Lennox Lewis said it right. Why don't they want like the greatness? Because I'm not just saying this because I'm biased because Joe's my pal, but he really will fight any of those guys. And I know this for a fact. He'll fight any of these guys. I think some of these heavyweights think he's not really good for like just all of you fight each other. All of you fight each other. That's why people lose interest with boxing, mate, when the best don't fight the best. Because when they see things like, the Usyk Tyson Fury fights falling through, people just switch off from it. And you see the reaction from people. They won't. Boxing fans are the most relentless, ruthless fans there is in sport. So they won't tolerate stuff like that. They should all just fight each other.
Interesting stuff. And last thing I want to speak to you about, Sam, is an article that was out in the Guardian today. It's quite a long article, but the very short version of it is they've pretty much labelled Eddie Hearn as being corrupt and basically saying that he will bend rules and go around different governing bodies and different territories to avoid fighters being tested for steroids and just make fights happen if the money makes sense. That's basically the long and short of it. You've read the article, what's your views on it?
I haven't read the article, I've seen the article, and look, it's a very sensitive subject at the moment. It's a very sensitive subject, but let's not pretend this is the first failed drug test. There's been loads of high-profile athletes and boxers that have failed tests, and look, you've only got to look at Oscar Valdez. Not long ago, he blamed green tea. Failed a drug test and blamed green tea. That got brushed under the carpet very quickly, didn't it? I just think this is the one with Connor's a very, very high-profile case. And I do think he's being treated differently, no matter what you think, innocent or guilty. But I do think he's being treated a lot different to the other failed tests. But listen, I've not read the article, so I don't want to divulge too much into that because I haven't read it. I will read it, but I've not read it yet. And when I've read it thoroughly, we'll redo it. Reconvene.
Sam, that's it really. I've not got much else to ask you. Big fight ahead. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, mate. I'm really looking forward to see Anthony Joshua fight at the O2. It's nice because Anthony Joshua's a lot made out of. He's not sold it out. It's sold out now. And even if it has took until the last few days to sell it out, you tell me a boxer that could box Jermaine Franklin and sell. No disrespect to Jermaine Franklin, by the way, but I do think he's being touted to be something he's not over the back of let's be honest, it wasn't a very good performance from Dillian White in the last, and it's made Jermaine Franklin look like a lot better than what he actually is. That's my honest opinion. But look, AJ's filled up the O2 Arena tonight. It's going to be a great atmosphere in there, and let's not speak negatively about Anthony Joshua. Let's not talk about, if he loses, he should do this, or if he doesn't knock him out, should do this. Let's talk about when he chins Jermaine Franklin. Let's get the Deontay Wilder fight on. Let's get the Joe Joyce fight on, and let's all these heavyweights fight each other like they did in the old days, like the old top dogs, Ali, Frazier. They all fight each other. Lennox Lewis, the greatest heavyweight ever, in my opinion. Let's see them all fight each other.
100%, and I would love to see that happen. Let's hope the promoters and the TV networks can make that happen for us. Sam Jones, appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll catch up after the fight.
Thank you very much, my friend.